Hello, my name is Oyinko Talabi. I'm a wellness coach and my company is called Bodyworks Nigeria. I am also the convener of Eko Wellness Network, and one of the things that we do through the network is Eko Wellness Fair.
Good morning. It's a bright sunny afternoon here in Lagos. All right. How do I introduce myself? Dr. Patrick Ijewere, internal medicine physician with the addition of tremendous amount of wellness, and I could say a wellness physician also. My background is a bit different from most medical doctors, in that I began first with a bachelor's in chemistry. So I'm what you would call a pure analytical chemist. Anything you give me, I want to know what's inside it, what quantity, and try and figure out how it was put together. After that, I went on for another bachelor's degree, this time in pharmacy. So I'm a pharmacist with a leaning towards medicinal chemistry. I was privileged to have two mentors in pharmacy school, all in the US, who were actually doing research on bitter leaf. And I'm sure they have patents behind their names today on extracts out of bitter leaf. It was quite an eye-opener, an awakening, that here's this thing we just eat at home. And here are these two Indian gentlemen researching it in the pharmacy school medicinal chemistry department. And they had the oil extract, the water extract, the alcohol extract, and so many phytonutrients inside bitter leaf. From there, I moved on to medical school at Howard University in Washington, DC. Again, had mentors who were also interested in in plant application, especially African ancient knowledge. Unfortunately, I didn't have much of it because I was trained conventionally. Went to secondary school here in Lagos, primary school. My only exposure was a little bit with my grandmom, and I can recall a particular incident where I was ill in Lagos, and she happened to have arrived 2 days after I became ill. Saw what was going on, went to the backyard, got some leaves, sent her assistant off to the market, got some leaves, put a hot water into a calabash. Calabash, not a pot, a calabash. With her bare hands, put the leaves in the hot water, and she literally, squeezed and turned it into pulp and whatever you want to call it. Then she got a big blanket, covered my head to inhale the aroma from the hot calabash. Today we call that aromatherapy. Here's my grandmom doing it. After about maybe 5-10 minutes of inhaling, she now takes the cloth off my head, takes the calabash and pours the unsightly greenish stuff into a glass for me to drink. Of course, I was not keen on it. Then grandma nicely stepped out and came back and put a cane next to me. And I knew, all right, there's no negotiation. So I drank it. That was my first exposure to a green smoothie. This was around 1974, 75. That night, sweating. Just bullets, just sweating bullets, literally sweating all night. The next morning, I was back in school. I was totally clear of whatever it was, malaria or whatever it was, I was back in school. So coming to now in college, pharmacy school, medicinal chemistry, I see this guy is researching bitter leaf, which we eat at home. Then I went on to specialty training in Baltimore, Johns Hopkins, and I met a gentleman by name Dr. Greenau, slim, tall, white guy who had spent many years in Senegal, in Brazil, and in the Philippines. And when we're on ward rounds, he will ask me, so in Africa, how do you guys treat diabetes? How do you guys manage arthritis? I didn't have that knowledge, but he was planting a seed. A seed. And he would remind us that Western or Orthodox medical knowledge is this much. And he would say, but true knowledge of healing is infinite. Infinite. Again, he was planting seeds. Finished my training in Baltimore, moved down to Florida, with my wife who's a nutritionist. And of course, that impact was significant. Then along the way, I meet a monk who's into herbalism, herbs and herbal preparations here in Nigeria. He was in the US visiting. I came back home, spent several weeks at his monastery, and I learned a lot about herbs. And it finally dawned on me that I think God is calling you to a different kind of a medical practice. So we now combine conventional, a lot of the unconventional, nutrition, herbs, supplements, aromatherapy, other therapies, massage, acupuncture, acupressure into our practice today. Along the way, mentors were abundant to guide and teach from California to Florida. Eventually, at one point, we opted to come back to Nigeria, and it was logical that that's the kind of practice we want to engage in. Hence, our practice is called the Nutrition Hospital and Wellness Center, to somewhat deviate from the conventional thinking and approach of healing the individual. So I think that's all for my introduction. Now, we look at cancer from a holistic perspective. Let's start by asking questions. Just give me a little perspective. Just mention your name and perspective on what you understand by cancer.
Chinyere Ajadi. Well, what I understand so far now is I think right now I feel that everybody needs to be aware of their body and aware of their environment and what they need to take and how they need to take care of their body. And for me, I feel like, especially for those of us in Africa, most of the time there are things that we really don't take serious. But thank God for where I'm coming from, my organization, the church. Most of the time we organize classes with the doctors to equip us, and I think they've been able to put us through that. From time to time we have to go for the checkup, from time to time, which has really helped us for the early detection in case if we do have it or not, and how we need to take care of ourselves. And I think for me, that awareness has really helped me, because I almost every other years I go for the checkup. I'll be 55 next month. So I think right now my health, in terms of that aspect, I'm grateful to God that it's okay. And then my sister, she's a doctor. So many times she will call us to keep us aware and check, so that we'll be able to know that. Because right now in Nigeria, it's growing in almost every home. In every 5 homes, where you find 5 women, 3 people are diagnosed of cancer. And I feel that even with the awareness and all the rest, a lot of people are still not taking it serious in our country here. So now that we have you, I think maybe we should do more and more and more. So I'm very grateful for this organization for organizing it. My sister, I came all the way from Ibadan because of this.
Okay, my name is Bimbo Tushote. What I understand by cancer is it is something that happens when the immunity of the body is overwhelmed. I believe that the body takes care of so many things, including the errant cells. But at times, the kind of lifestyle we live allows our immunity to go down, and then it becomes overwhelmed, and that's when cancer occurs as we know it.
Okay, I'm no doctor, but I think vaguely what I would see cancer as being is some kind of malevolent cell that is in the body and can or cannot be, is it the word extracted or killed by, whether it's chemotherapy, natural methods, what have you. But it's not necessarily a death sentence to have cancer. I've sussed that out. I think it's something that's prevalent in our communities more and more, because as you said earlier, we have from earlier ages not been as healthy as we were when we were growing up. I'm 60. At the time that I grew up, we had things like soursop, as we spoke earlier, but you said it's just not what you see all the time now. Whereas it's very much in my blood. Soursop, all the time. So I think cancer essentially is that, something that is malevolent within your body that can be cured.
Yes, I don't have a full definition of what cancer is, but obviously some words come to mind when you say cancer. Someone has cancer. I think of cells. I think of cells that maybe are being overwhelmed by something else. Malignant, I guess you have malignant, and because you have people say, oh, I've got cancer, then they do a test and it's malignant or it's not malignant. Then you think of word death sentence, but then you hear people are being cured. So I don't know, the pros and cons, but very brief. I'm not a doctor, I'm not into medicine, so I don't have a specific definition.
Coming from someone who found a lump in her breast a few years ago, I think cancer, for me, I feel cancer is, we have cancer cells in our bodies, and I just feel like, the kind of lifestyle that we live, the kind of foods that we eat, sort of, aggravates it, and then cancer is born. I'm not scared about dying. Like, I hear a lot of things like people say, okay, had cancer, and then you're thinking about death. But I think that I think many of us don't really listen to our bodies to know that there's actually a change in how our body is responding, because our body is intelligent and we don't listen to it. So someone says, oh, the cancer just came, Nana, or she just heard that she is stage 4, and I'm saying that, are you telling me that you didn't feel there's a slight difference in your body? There was a slight change. And I said that they're not listening, because cancer actually comes, like someone is just having, like a friend of mine who died of breast cancer. What was happening? She was having a rash that was coming off every so often. So she would have the rash would disappear, the rash would come back, it would disappear. And then when they found out that rash was actually cancer. It was the beginning of her cancer, but she died anyway. So to me, that's it.
Hi, I'm Carol Cookie, and I think that cancer is a malfunction of cells. We have about 75 trillion cells in our bodies, each of us, and if there's any malfunction in our cells, that the cells become mutant, right? And it could be due to a deficiency, a cellular deficiency, or toxicity of those cells.
One more perspective? Okay. I like the variety of perspectives, and they're actually kind of interwoven. From the cells, body has abnormal cells that it's normally should correct or take out, toxicity, deficiencies, lifestyle, all these play into cancer. Traditionally or historically in the conventional medical thought, we would like to point to genes, hereditary. But science is now saying, really, genetics is probably 5 or less in terms of percentage as causative factors in cancer. A lot of it is linked to our lifestyle, our environment, our nutrition, our mindset, and now studies are saying even our spiritual balance or imbalance. Let me share some ways to look at cancer. I love using the example of our previous governor of Fashola. Many people called him the flower governor because he would clear under the bridge and areas and create nice parks and gardens and trees. And cancer is akin to what happens when we fail to take care of the garden. Eventually, dirt accumulates, garbage accumulates, area boys move in, and chaos occurs. Yes, we do have cells in the body that are at all times abnormal. We have trillions of cells in the body. Just imagine, and every year we replace all those cells. For example, your gut lining from the mouth to the anus and everything that lines that whole channel, every 5 to 7 days, they are replaced. The old ones are removed, the new ones are put up. If you're doing so to trillions of cells, absolutely there'll be some cells that will go off, become abnormal. And we have the beauty of the immune system and other systems that would identify the cells and clear them out. However, if those systems are compromised, then those few cells begin to multiply. And so that one area boy calls his friends, and they become 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, and in a short while, under the bridge has turned into a case for the police to come in and intervene. In such an example, education of the system, policing and enforcing the system are tied into the presence of the area boys under the bridge. if you don't educate the body properly, your immune system will not recognize who is self and who is not self. It doesn't mean that they go to class, but they need nutrients. They need a ton of nutrients. Some books say 59, some say 79, some say 99. But we know things like zinc, selenium, biotin are all important in the immune system. So if the food you are eating is compromised or is deficient, yes, your police score, your immune system will be deficient. And those cells that are changing over, those that become abnormal, will not be identified or cleared out by the immune system. The other systems that are involved in the well-being of the body, there's your antioxidant system, there's your detox system, there's also systems for elimination. Let's pause and take a step back. We're looking at cancer from a holistic perspective. We impart that there's 5 pillars to wellness, and that wellness is truly our default mode. The body is designed in wellness. Hence, within the system, there are several corrective apparatus to put things right, like the immune system. We teach there's about 5 pillars, and I mentioned the spiritual, the mindset, nutrition, lifestyle, and environment. Let's take the spiritual one first. There's a book I would recommend everyone read. It's called The Forgiveness Project. The author of that book mentioned several studies, and one that stood out was one that came out about 4 years ago that looked at our spiritual balance, our disease or wellness, and biochemical markers, blood tests. And the study more or less said about 60% of women with difficult to treat breast cancers, and about 58% of men with difficult to treat prostate cancers. It did not say with cancer, it said with difficult to treat cancers. Scored very high on an index of unforgiveness. They scored high in unforgiveness, in harboring bitterness, harboring grudges, harboring malice, hatred, all those negative things that were taught in what they call in Sunday school. And when their blood was also checked, they had higher than normal baseline levels of cortisol. What's cortisol? The stress hormone. And if it sustains high for a while, what happens to your immune system? It's weakened, it's suppressed.
Is made up of wellpreneurs, which are entrepreneurs in the wellness space. So we have healthy foods, drinks, lifestyle, and the idea really is to showcase or to help people have access, help you, our viewers, have access to products and lifestyle alternatives that just help you to live a more progressively mindful life.
So cucumber has a lot of water, and then we're going to use one. How many apples are you using? Like a few apples, yes. Okay. Now we're going to use spinach, and what we do with spinach is we blanch it first. So this is spinach. No. Why do you blanch it? Okay, the reason we blanch it is that, you know, there's vegetables and fruits, vegetables that when you cook them a bit, that's when you get all the nutrients come out. That's where you get all the flavor comes out. That's what happens with spinach. You know, sometimes when you eat spinach, it can be really, really green. It tastes green, but yeah, slimy and all of that. But once you blanch it, the flavor of the spinach comes out, and then, you know, the nutrients are locked in, you know. So So we do that. So we have that. So I'm going to put a little. So now you can just do it for like a few 1 minute. Yeah, yeah. Like see, I'll be in between. Yeah, hot water and like that. So not boiling water. No. Did you do the? So, okay, lemon. Okay. No, I don't. No, I don't. Yes, so you can see that it doesn't go in. It's all the it comes out. Yes, yes, it all comes out. Just make sure that you wash it very well. No. That's the method I use. Because what the method that you know why is because you know they say that when you juice you lose fiber, right? So this keeps the fiber in. Instead of juicing, you blend it instead. So you keep the fiber. So this is just what I do. No. So we're going to use celery now. Yeah. Bit of celery. Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But it's still good for you. So, what we've got in here, we've got cucumber, apple, and ginger and lemon. Voila. So it's like, so it's now, so you think it's a juice now, because even if we didn't blend, we didn't juice that, we actually, so the high yield fruits and vegetables are in there. So it doesn't really feel like a smoothie and doesn't really feel like a juice. So it's in between. Who wants to try? Carrot juice without an apple. Give me apple. Give me apple. No, put it here. So just put it in the strainer. So it's all in here. Let me, boys, don't let me hold this. So, small, small. Right, so that's a carrot juice, well, carrot mix juice, right? Because without a juicer, so this is the way you can just do it. Like if you're saying, no, I can't do a juice, no, you can. You can just use a strainer and that, and this thing. Yeah. Let me see if there's
Started out from people asking me, as a wellness coach, they'll ask me, you tell me to eat a certain way, where do I find that? You tell me to do this, where do I find that? So as I started coming into contact with the vendors, that's how the network really started. And so it's about creating access for the wellpreneurs as well, and also creating access for the public.
My name is Dapo Akintele Oladapo, and I welcome you to Aroma Palace. Aroma Palace is a health, wellness, and lifestyle company with our focus on aromatherapy. Aromatherapy, which is the use of essential oils for general wellness, essential oils for health benefits, and achieving general wellness. So we have different essential oils here that can help you achieve general wellness and at the same time natural fragrance. And these essential oils, they are actually aromatic plants. They are natural. They are plants and distilled into oils. And when you use them in your machines called diffusers, they help you to put that ambience of natural fragrance in the house, and at the same time, they are therapeutic, meaning that they help you, they give you that aura of health benefits, whatever health situation you have. Each of the different essential oils, they have their own unique benefits added to you. So, and we welcome you to Aroma Palace. We have our different essential oils, ranging from lavender to peppermint to eucalyptus to rosemary to lemongrass, basil, and all that. Then our different diffusers too, they come in different shapes. They come in different designs and sizes. So you're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tomisin Ario, ex-model turned farmer. I collaborate with farmers across the country to provide the best experience in farm-to-table foods. So we have everything food from different parts of the country, constantly, consistently available. People need to patronize what I sell because everything I sell is sourced directly from the farmer. If it's not grown by myself, I get it directly from the farm, not from the market, never from the market. So when you buy from me, you're getting access to healthy food, not processed with chemicals or preserved with chemicals. We have from tubers like orange flesh sweet potatoes, white flesh sweet potatoes, habaneros. We have ginger flavored gari, fruit flavored pap, flavored honey, pure honey. We have herbs, spices, fufu powder, beans flour, everything food. everything you can, think of.
You want to make a bird? Okay, so I'll show you how to make a bird in a minute, and I'll show you how to make your flower. So take one of this. Let's start by making your flower first. You fold this in two like that. So you take this point, and marry it to this point here. Make sure it touches the point. Okay, excellent. So you fold, you still hold that part, and you fold this part like this. No, wait, hold this one. So hold this part up like that, and then you fold this like that. Fold it all the way down. Beautiful. So you now place it on the table and do this so that it's smooth. Okay. So yeah, we're making the flower or the bird. Flower. Okay.
When you want it to easily drip off from your spoon, you have to have an oily base. So it could be butter, it could be oil, it could be peanut butter. So I'm hoping that the oil from this will make the honey flow freely from my tablespoon. So I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of honey for this. Okay, still thick. It's not as runny as I anticipated. And Bounty's honey though, like superior honey, straight from Makodi, filtered with care, not too sweet, very pure. Thank you. 2 tablespoons, yes please. So, and the honey 3, because we want to make a sweet granola bar. Now,
so there's that consolation.
So you could use maple syrup, you could use molasses, you could use whatever. So because this peanut butter is unsalted, it's just fresh, there's no addition. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Thank you, to balance out the taste. So it's not too sweet,
So if you use regular peanut butter, then you don't need.
Yeah, if you use the store-bought ones.
I like her peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter is very good. So and then we'll incorporate. Keep mixing. Guys, this is the finished product. If you would allow me, please can I rinse my hand? I want to show you the gooiness of it.
Before you do that, let me take a picture of this.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God.
It's so tasty. Sorry guys, I had to do this. Can you see?
Can I take from the
So it starts to solidify. Okay. So imagine when you freeze it, you have a granola and it's so crunchy and it's so tasty. This is nice.
So you go Father Lord. No, I took the picture. I took the picture.
Hi, my name is Eko of Eko Wellness Network, and you're watching Health Plus.